Well, Caravaggio was the first film that I ever made, and the first time I met Derek Jarman. So it's very special for me. It was the beginning of my work in cinema, my life in cinema. I was determined not to be an actor. I knew I didn't want to be an actor in the theatre, and there wasn't really a kind of the sort of cinema that I was looking for this is a long time ago, this is 1985. It didn't really exist, the kind of world cinema I was looking for, except in the hands of Derek Jarman. He was sort of the only person really at that time who was making the kind of world that I was interested in as a cineast. So I went to see him, and he asked me to be in this film. And yeah, well, I want to see it again, actually. But it was extraordinary. There were a number of us who worked on that film for the first time. Simon Fisher-Turner, who did the music for most of Derek's films, and Sandy Powell, the great costume designer, who now I saw last night, The Irishman. She works with Martin Scorsese now many times. We were new kids, students, working for the first time with Derek Jarman. So it was the beginning of a long road. It is mystical, and Jim and I had been talking about that film for a very long time, I think at least 8 years, and it was based on this Mark Twain book about the diaries of Adam and Eve, but Jim created something very personal, very autobiographical, and very, it sort of really resonated for all of us. And for him, I think it's a very personal film. And the combination of Tangiers and Detroit at night. I mean, I have never really been in, I said when we came here, I've never been to Marrakesh before, but I said, oh, I haven't actually been in Morocco in the daytime. When we were shooting in Tangiers, we were just awake only at night. That's one magical way of living in Tangiers. So yeah, it was, I'm very proud of that film. It feels very eternal. It's about eternity, but it's really an eternal film, I think. I think, isn't that the point? No, it's dressing up and playing. I always think it's no more sophisticated than when my children were little and they would dress up as an old lady and a dog. It's just like that. It's just, it's in the nature of, it's fantasy. All films are fantasy films, even documentary. It's fantasy, and it's all smoke and mirrors. And I like to play.